We have a lot to talk about in today's MLB postseason recap, including the fact that Aaron Judge is getting torched by detractors online, saying that he's proving yet again he's not built for October. But before we get into that game, we have to recap the madness that was the Tigers and the Mariners game 2. If you somehow missed it, the Tigers took game number 1, and now they have Tarik Skubal, who is about to win back-to-back Cy Youngs, on the bump, and they're trying for a full sweep. Tarik is going up against Luis Castillo. He struck out the first hitter that he faced. He did allow a runner to get on, but there was no damage in the first. Tarik, he's actually kind of been bad against the Mariners this year, but he had that changeup working early. Cal Raleigh chased at it and missed it. They both allowed one to get on, but both ended up going 3 innings without any damage. As you can see, Luis Castillo, he had runners on second and third and a big-time jam, but Parker Meadows, he's been useless in the postseason. Jorge Polanco, He's had a great bounce back, but he must have seen his brand new 99 in MLB The Show 25 and remembered that he's Jorge freaking Polanco. He punished a rare hanging slider out the hand of Tarik Skubal. Luis Castillo, on the other hand, he went 4 2/3, so he was 1 out away from being considered for a W. He allowed just 1 base hit, but he got into a jam as well. Another jam. Gabe Spire, he had a huge strikeout versus Scary Carry Bonds with 2 on, so you can see that Spire screaming. Luis Castillo was just kind of standing there stoically with a fist bump, just kind of a frozen fist bump. Jorge did it again. Jorge Polanco has 4 home runs in his last 5 games dating back to the regular season, so he's on fire. And I just want to kind of tip my cap to the Mariners fan base for always sticking with these guys, because second base for the Mariners has been an absolute black hole. Polanco is finally filling that hole. Tarik had 9 strikeouts over 7, but again, he's down by 2. Josh Naylor, he botched a play. Instead of an inning-ending double play, the Tigers now have 2 on for Spencer Torkelson. Skubal is officially off the hook for taking an L. Torkelson grooved it down the line, but then Finnegan came in again. Cal, he's doubling, so the momentum is already flipping. You have a duck on a pond for J-Rod. This kid wants his number retired. He wants his jersey in the rafters, whatever you want to call it. I mean, this was such a big win for the Mariners that you had fans literally emotional in the bleachers. Andres Munoz came in, Senor Smoke, he got the save. This series is now knotted up at 1 game apiece. Remember, in these divisional series, it's the first to 3 wins. Now, let me do a quick preview of game number 3. The Tigers actually see Logan Gilbert pretty well, who again is going to be starting in game number 3. The Tigers have a 300 batting average against them, and also Gilbert has a near 4.8 ERA on the road, but some of those numbers suggest that he's actually just been unlucky. Jack Flaherty, on the other hand, has an insane 33% strikeout rate against the current Mariners lineup, but he did almost have a 5 ERA in the regular season, and he was great the last time that we saw him, which, considering the trend of 2025 Jack Flaherty, it doesn't seem like it's shaping up in his favor, because when he's good, then he's pretty bad. Now, if you are going to game number 3 or any sporting event or concert for that matter, be sure to save yourself $20 off on SeatGeek using code Fuzzy. And now it's time to talk about that Yankees and Jays game. I know a lot of you guys already know what happened in this game, but if you missed it, here we go. Trey Yesavage, his splitter, I mean, it's already splitting minds. Trent Grisham and Cody Bellinger both chased that thing in their very first at-bat. That thing nosedives. Ben Rice make it 3 strikeouts in the first inning, all on the split piece. Because his arm angle is so funky, it's at the very top. He can tunnel that fastball and splitter better than really anyone I've ever seen with that combination. Dalton Varsho, here we go. A double actually turned into 3 bases. You had John Smoltz on the broadcast saying that this was actually a triple and that wasn't an error on Judge, because, I mean, Varsho was on Psycho watching this game. Whether it was a triple or a double, it wouldn't have mattered, because Ernie Clemente, call him Ernie Clemente for all I care, he barreled out a 2-run home run. That was kind of an Ohtani-esque swing because he got fooled, but because he made contact with the meat of the bat, it still left. Trey Yesavage, he's back out there. He had 6 strikeouts through 2 2/3, make it 7 in 3 innings. He struck out the side again. Someone named Marty Mush of Barstool on Twitter called Trey Yesavage a bum. Oh yeah, that was instant karma. Varsho's at it again. Now he's roping RBI doubles. Ernie Clement is about to secure a 3 RBI game, because there's absolutely no chance, even with Bellinger's rocket arm, you cannot throw Varsho out at home. Trey, he struck out Judge with an upstairs fastball. It's not like he's throwing 101 or anything like that, but because he can tunnel the fastball and you have to worry about that pitch, he got Bellinger again. 9 strikeouts is a Toronto Blue Jays record, and he added to it. 10 strikeouts in 4 innings. 10 strikeouts, again, is a Blue Jays franchise record for a starting pitcher. He also just became the 2nd youngest pitcher in the history of the postseason to have double-digit strikeouts in 1 game. Pumpkin Max Fried showed up again. Fried was just awful. Warren is in. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr. smoked a perfect rocket into the left field bleachers. This guy on Twitter always just spam me saying that Vladdy was overrated. Yeah, overrated that, right? That's the first grand slam in Blue Jays postseason history and a 7 spot against Max Fried. Varsho, I mean, this is getting embarrassing. It's now double digits on a 2-run home run. He had 4 extra base hits in this one game. Trey, he went 5 1/3, and I think they wanted to preserve his arm. This was the right move. He got a standing ovation. He had 0 base hits with 11 strikeouts. But as soon as he left, the Blue Jays bullpen started doing Blue Jays bullpen things. Cody Bellinger ripped a lefty-lefty 2-run home run off of, I think his name is Brewhill. Here's Varsho, though. He answered with his 4th extra base hit of the game. I think this was his first career 4-hit game, another home run. Judge, we're going to talk about Judge a lot in a second. He had an RBI dunker. Cody Bellinger, he got a sac fly. I thought it was going to be a multi-RBI base hit, but Miles Straw got to it. Ben Rice had an RBI double, and Stanton knocked in 2 more. So the Blue Jays bullpen, we've been talking about it all year that it's a problem. It is still looking to be a problem. 2 more got on for Stanton, who chased a pitch. This game finally ended. The Jays have scored the most runs ever in their first 2 games of the postseason, and the Jays are 1 win away from going to the ALCS. Who's going to try and save the Yankees? So we have Carlos Rodon against Shane Bieber. That is going to be cinema. Bieber, he had a home run issue in his first stint back with the Blue Jays, but the command was in check. He kept the ball on the ground as well. That is big for anyone playing in New York, and he also has a 154 batting average against the current Yankees lineup, so that's good. Rodon, on the other hand, he's been the most unhittable starting pitcher in baseball this year. I believe that he led the league with a 6.1 hits per 9. That is insane. He also was much better at home. He had a sub-3 ERA and a sub-1 whip at home, so he's not fazed at all by the short porch this year. But now we got to talk about Judge. The captain, Aaron Judge, he's getting a ton of flack despite hitting .444, and I think he's tied for the most hits in the postseason so far. So if he's hitting .444, getting on base a ton, how come he's getting a lot of flack? Well, they're basically saying he's become Luis Arraez. He's just spamming empty calorie singles because when he has high leverage moments, aside from that dunker early on, instead of it being a grand slam, like, yeah, it was a single and an RBI, but he also struck out with the bases loaded on a bad chase. He turned into Javier Baez for an at-bat. And haters and detractors are saying that this is Aaron Judge. He's not Chandler Simpson or Luis Arraez. We need slugging. Aaron Judge right now is currently ranked as the 2nd worst clutch rating of anyone in the divisional series of anyone. I'm talking about the Mariners, Tigers, anyone you've seen so far. Is the criticism fair? Because he's getting on base at a high clip. He's taking walks, he's getting singles, but this is Aaron Judge. He's a 50 to 60 home run guy. The Yankees are dependent on his slugging, not his on base. What do you guys make of all of the critiques so far of Aaron Judge? Because he's getting on base a ton, getting singles, but at the same time, he's not been Aaron Judge when the Yankees need him to, and that's the recipe for success to get a W if you're a Yankees fan. So those were all of the games from yesterday. I want to give a quick preview of the games happening today. We have Game 2, Dodgers versus Phillies. We have Blake Snell versus Jesús Luzardo. I should be live with Cougs watching this game. It starts at 3. We'll be live on playback, I hope. Blake Snell turned in a 2 ERA with 60-something strikeouts his final 47 innings in the regular season, and he had 9 strikeouts, just 2 earned runs over 7 against the Reds, so he is building up that arm. He's routinely going 6 or 7 innings. Luzardo, we know that he's a strikeout machine, but he's also prone to losing his command. He walked 3 or more 10 different times this year, and then he gives up an untimely home run, even though it doesn't happen often. It does happen, though, or a bloop little base hit with runners on because he walked him. So who do you think is going to win game number 2 of the Dodgers and the Phillies game? Also, let me know who you think is going to win game number 2 of the Cubs versus the Brewers. We have Shota Imanaga going against Milwaukee. He's taken a big step back this year with the strikeout stuff, and I know it's been a small sample size, but he has a 7+ ERA in his career in Milwaukee. I don't love that. Aaron Ashby, I think he's an opener, and he's as good as it gets for relievers. After Ashby comes out, they're probably going to go with Quinn Priester. That's just me guessing, and hopefully he can turn in 4 or 5 quality innings. Quinn Priester was awesome in the second half. The strikeouts were up, but he's much better on the road. So Shota and the Brewer staff, I'm not sure who has the advantage today. I'm going to keep it real, but Shota, he could lock in. He's really good. Those were all the games from yesterday, and I cannot end this video without showing what happened 15 years ago today. Doc, he threw a no-no in his first ever postseason start. I remember this like it was yesterday. I miss Doc a lot, man. Roy Halladay was so good in his prime. I hope that if you guys have some time, go watch some Doc Halladay highlights. He was special.